At Numerian Capital, we bring you the latest stock news each day. Please like and subscribe so we can bring these articles to you each day. Thank you. Today, July 26, 2023, Metamaterials receives a Wells notice. The SEC alleges that Metamaterials has violated federal securities laws. The SEC has issued Wells notices to two Metamaterials insiders. It is likely that the regulatory agency will take legal action against the controversial company. If that happens, Metamaterials stock will fall further, despite already being close to rock bottom. Last week, Metamaterials, Nasdaq MMAT, received some bad news from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in the form of a Wells notice. According to a new 8K filing, on July 20, 2023, the regulatory agency alerted Metamaterials that it has reason to believe that the company has violated federal securities laws. Metamaterials stock is down nearly 7% as of this writing as investors digest the pending proceedings. What does this mean for Metamaterials? Let's take a closer look at the 8K filing and assess what investors should be expecting. What's happening with Metamaterials stock? The 8K filing states that the SEC has issued a Wells notice to Metamaterials as well as current CEO George Palikaras and former CEO John Brda. The notices are related to a SEC investigation that, among other things, concerns the merger of Torchlight Energy Resources and Metamaterials. The filing further states, the Wells notices each state that the SEC staff has made a preliminary determination to recommend that the SEC file a civil enforcement action against the recipients alleging violations of certain provisions of the U.S. federal securities laws. Specifically, the Wells notice received by the company states that the proposed action would allege violations of Section 17A of the Securities Act, Sections 10B, 13A, 13B, 2A, 13B, 2B, and 14A of the Exchange Act of 1934 and Rules 10b-5 and 14a-9 thereunder, and Regulation FD. For further context, Section 17A of the Securities Act of 1933 makes it unlawful to employ any device, scheme, or artifice to defraud, obtain money or property by using material misstatements or omissions, or to engage in any transaction, practice, or course of business which operates or would operate as a fraud or deceit upon the purchaser. Cornell Law School notes that it is closely linked to Section 10B of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 and SEC Rule 10b-5, both of which are often employed by investors making claims of fraud. Why it matters? Granted, a Wells notice doesn't mean that the SEC will file any charges. It also doesn't mean that the SEC has determined wrongdoing on behalf of Metamaterials, Palikaras, and Brda. The 8K filing does say that SEC staff has recommended a civil enforcement action against the Wells notice recipients. Metamaterials stock has declined almost 80% over the past 6 months and is currently trading at 21 cents per share. It doesn't seem like it has much more room to fall. Thanks for watching. Numerian Capital News. Please come back tomorrow for another stock news update. Thank you.